Guys, we did over an hour segment and it got cut off. You know, it was beautiful. I sent so many, there's so much bad energy around. I can feel it on my back. It's killing me. My son started itching. So it's a lot of negative energy that I want this message going out. It's a message of healing. It was so beautiful. I added so many of you. So I'm going to leave the names out of the Reiki for now. And if I'm guided to reach out to anybody, I will on a personal level. I've added some names to my Reiki grid from last year and then some from this year. I just want to tell everyone that I love them and that you were a part of my life and my journey at one point for a reason. Okay? Everyone's an assignment. I just don't want, I'm going to tell you part of the segment now. I'm just really exhausted and Holy Spirit is telling me just don't do it, but I'm just going to sacrifice a little bit and just keep pushing. I had named everyone that's underneath the grid. I've been guided to just leave it alone for now. There's some people that are not ready and it's okay. You know who you are, that really you know that I know who you are, and I'm praying and I love you, and I want to put this out there, a message from Spirit saying we need to stop being possessive and obsessive over individuals. You don't own each other. We're nobody's property. You could be married to the wrong person and your friend brings another friend and God connects them there. Many of us are taking the pen from God and writing our own lives, and that's not true. Whatever we have in our hearts to do and whoever to be with, we may have our plans in our heart, but only God's plan prevails, because somewhere, somehow, in a point of our lives, at a point of our lives, the rug is going to be pulled from under your feet, and things are going to be in turbulence. You know, I'm seeing a hurricane in some of your lives. It's because you're forcing somebody to stay with you, manipulating it, and that's not the case. You're with the person you're not meant to be with, and you shouldn't bow down to mere humans. Okay, we bow down to God, and that's it. Many of you are praying to the wrong God. God, you guys are calling someone God, and you guys are praying to Satan. You guys are doing rituals behind people's back, underneath everyone's knowledge. You're hiding it, and then you portray yourself to be somebody else. It was a beautiful segment, let me tell you. And you can hear the exhaustion and the frustration in my voice right now. But you know what? The enemy's not going to win. All I'm going to say is that I love you, all of you. I don't care who you are or what you've done in the past. I love you. Okay, I love you, and God loves you too. And if you need to reach out, then you can call my mom. If you need to talk to me, if you need to reach out to talk to me about anything, I'm here. Okay. These are messages, and God has confirmed me so many times. Things are here for a reason. Technology's here for a reason. Nothing bypasses God. Everything is here because of God. Okay. When the world changes, we have to change with the world. God is just not this. All right. Jesus came, yes, in human form. Okay. He left a legacy, and he taught us how to love each other, and the rules, and it put prophets and it become a book. But now he's calling on others to do that. All right, because the book keeps growing, the knowledge keeps growing, things have changed. All right, God is the universe, the planets, everything is of him. We need to stop though just going to astrology, just going to tarot readers. Once we get the knowledge, we can go to God with it and figure out where he wants to guide us with it. Clarity is of God. All right. Confusion is of Satan. Nothing bypasses God. Everything is a tool in order to get us to where we need to. But God is the one. God is the answer. He's the only way, the truth, okay, and the life. You can only go through God through Jesus, all right? You cannot go to any form of voodoo, anything, okay? I'm going to make the segment as quick as I can because it was, let me tell you, it was over an hour long and it was beautiful, all right? I even named names and people that's underneath my Reiki grid. Either you were in my downloads or you were in my dreams or you were guided to be underneath this grid, okay? Now, many of you know that I'm aware, and you're right. Your gut feeling is right. I am aware of everything. And my job is just to send you love. I'm getting a lot of you are going through wars and battles with other people, and then you want to project it onto other people, and you're not going to do that. You're not going to have a chance to do that. And those that want to come at you head first, ignore them. Don't take their calls because your energy is valuable. And people want to take you out of pocket. They want to take you from your energy and they want to remove you from your path. It's a trick. It's trickery. Don't believe the hype. Just keep on going. Stay to yourself, especially if you're going through the dark shadows of the night. People are going to be evil because everything from their past is resurfacing and they need to be in solitude. They don't need to be drinking when they're going through this emotions, but many of you are refusing God's light. You're refusing to go on his side. Okay, we all do have free will, but to try to destroy someone on their path, that's not going to happen. Okay. I'm going to put back the names. I'm not even going to read them. They were beautiful messages that I had for you all, and God was speaking through me for you. I'm going to read to you some of the scriptures, okay, that I have in cards. They flew out for you. And I keep my eyes always on the Lord. With him at my right hand, I will not be shaken. You should not be fearing human beings. You should not be scared of them. They have no power over you. As soon as you say no, get on. You know, you tell the Satan and whoever's working for Satan, get the hell out of here. They will flee. Because one thing the devil doesn't like is a powerful person. A person that stands their ground. Okay, and that's what God instills in you. You should not fear. You should call on God and keep moving. Go into solitude, move away from people. And those that have rejected you, there's a reason for it. God wants it to be that way. All right. If I have crossed paths with you, I was your catalyst to wake up and to change your life. I'm your catalyst to do so. All right, some of us, we are in each other's lives. Once we leave and we can't handle it, we need to go within. We really do. But a lot of you have become obsessed with certain individuals, and you need to just stop and think. You're obsessed because you're not doing the inner work. We're not supposed to be obsessing and possessing over people. Okay? Again, we're no one's property. We are assignments. Everyone that crosses our path is an assignment. There's a reason and a season for everything. Okay, we need to obey by that. And God gave us one command, and that's to love each other and to support each other and to understand why things happen the way they do. So don't be shaken. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, the door will be opened. You have to understand that. Are you going to God? Or are you going to other people? That their lives is not even doing so good. So they're giving you their advice based on how they think and what they believe. No, God wants you to ask him. Go and ask him and you shall receive it. Trust me, you will see it. I'm telling you, the day when I said, God, don't you love me? Why am I alone? Why am I always casted out? Tell me, God, please. I'm telling you, in 5 seconds, someone came to me. It was a psychic lady came to me. She read me to the T. All right. God does this. God loves us. He's waiting. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. You have to protect your heart because everything flows from your heart. Many of you blame love. Many of you blame God. But why? If you are inviting, allowing, and creating this own chaos in your life, you're doing it. You're being a follower, a people pleaser. Why? Why do you know that someone's so good and then someone says something bad about someone? Why are you following? Why are you turning on a certain individual and picking that up? It's because you're weak in your own self. You want people to want you. That's why. You seek attention for others, and that shouldn't be the case. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory in the one and only Son who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. What does that say? What does this mean to you? He is living amongst us. Many of you don't believe that. Many of you are too busy talking about religion, your religion being the best, or this, don't hang around with that person's evil, they're going to make you change. That's not it. No one can make you, no one can sway you. Yes, a person that's lost, yes, they can be swayed, they can be persuaded. Yes, a person that's not healed, a person that needs to feel acceptance, yes, they will follow other people and they will do their deeds. Okay, but I'm trying to tell you is that God is living amongst us, but we need to see in order to believe. God is telling me this right now. You guys need to see in order to believe. And he's living with you amongst the flesh, like amongst you. He's there. First, I thank God through Jesus Christ for all of you, because your faith is being reported all over the world. God knows that I walk by faith with hope and love. All right. I'm going to speak it. I don't care if you guys call me names. If you guys don't believe in me, God believes in me. Who more better to have on my side than God? You all are all humans to me. No one holds rank. No one. I don't care if you're my aunt, my uncle. We are all human beings. Children need the same level of respect as you. The guy that works for the garbage company deserves as much respect as the doctor that went to school. Education doesn't mean smart. You can be smart and not have school. How many people didn't go to college or school and they're multimillionaires because of an idea that God placed in their head to do? How many people? Even Satan does this. Satan places things, especially those that have sold their souls. There's many sellouts here. They're selling their souls because they think they get it quick. Okay, yeah, you do. Satan will give you that whatever you want quickly, but what happens quickly? You lose it quickly. God will give it to you in his timing that he knows that you need to have it, and then he adds life to it, and then you go with it for the rest of your life in happiness. So which one you want? You want quick and then to fall quick? Or do you want God to give you, to be patient and wait for the right moment? Because I'm going to tell you something. God's not going to give you the blessing when you're around vultures, when you're around people that act nice towards you just to get in on it. God's going to separate you from everybody, from every vulture. Spirit is calling some of you vultures. From every vulture out there. Okay, and these people are your own flesh and blood, and I'm hearing. And God says, don't say it that way. Okay, God says we are all flesh and blood, even people that walk the streets. Stop saying that, okay, thank you, Holy Spirit. Stop saying that blood is thicker than water, for water is not in our veins. We all have blood running through our veins. Okay, so if you didn't know, I'm telling you now. All right, but it's people that you think would protect you is the one that's preying on your downfall. P-R-E-Y, preying on your downfall. And the thing is, our business is to send out love and light. That's it, and healing. Your battles is no one else's battles. You guys are projecting your hate onto other people. You guys are pulling people into your situation. People that want to leave, let them leave. It's none of your business. You know, I'm picking that up a lot. First, I thank God through Jesus Christ for all of you, because your faith is being reported all over the world. Many of us that's being called, we are being reported all over the world, saying, hear what this person is saying. I've gotten so many inboxes on TikTok saying, you really touched me. I'm crying. Even the little bit of the words that's beginning in the segment, I'm crying. I do readings to give people clarity, because again, clarity is of God. You take that clarity and you move with it. You pray to God. God will guide you to where you need to go. All right. I don't need cards. I will get what I need to get. I'll write it down and I will give the people that need to hear this. All right. Everything that's happening in the world. See, the prophets they've been deceased. They've died. So there's new people out here that God's calling to give the messages of God, like prophets. All right. The chosen ones. If you want to shy away from it, then do so, but you will be lost to what's coming ahead. All right. Stop living in your ego saying, well, why did he choose her? Well, why didn't he choose you? Why don't you work on you? Why don't you ask yourself that question? God doesn't like lukewarm. You can't go and talk shit about somebody and then pray to God the next day. God commands us to love one another, but yet you are spreading hate to other people. It doesn't work that way. You hang other people. You talk about other people. No, you mock other people. You scoff at other people. That's not how God doesn't work that way. You're either for God or you're not. God is not lukewarm and he's not cool to the touch. If you keep my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I kept my Father's commands and remain in his love. God lives within me, so I speak truth. I will always, for the rest of my life, at 100% of the day, 100% of the time, God will be within me. I see people through his eyes. I feel people. There's nothing you can possibly tell me that you've done to me or to anybody else that I can ever see you any different but love. And just say you did it because it was done to you. You did that because you are hurt. You said that because it was said to you, because that's how you feel about yourself. Hurt people, hurt people. But God said it's time to stop. It's time to stop being the catalyst. It's time for you to stop being evil and to realize that you are worthy, that you need to change. Time is near. He's calling the people that are drug addicts, sex addicts, people pleasers. He's calling prostitutes. He's calling hookers. He's calling people that's call girls, call guys. He's calling people that are confused, that are having identity crisis. Because many of you don't realize that when you have sex, you're exchanging energy. So if someone has a Jezebel spirit, it goes in the men. And the men sleep with other men. This stuff exists, people. Wake up. I'm speaking the truth because God's speaking through me. For you cannot hear God's voice. You hear God's voice, your ears will blow out. You cannot see God, because if you see God, you will go blind. So God chooses his chosen, okay, to speak. Use your discernment, your intuition. Stop operating from ego space. Because you don't like yourself, you go and you speak about others. It's poison. A lot of you are plotting and scheming. But guess what? God has his plans. I see Archangel has calling God to step down because there's a lot of turmoil going on. There's the worst rituals being done, and it will all come out into light. Everybody will see who who you are for who you truly are. Many of you, I'm hearing. And I'm hearing my other segment was too kind. It was too soft-spoken, that I need to be stern when I'm giving out these messages, giving out these messages. This flew to my son because before this segment was cut off, I was talking to my son. My son asked me, Mom, God even put technology here? I said, God put technology here. God is a living computer. Because the computer exists, God works. You can get information. God has called in so many people to create so many things. It's for a reason. The planets, the universe, everything has a hand of God in it. God is the earth. God created everything in it. There's people amongst us that have metaphysics, pseudoscience, everything is of God. God put those people here. Spaceships are created. God wants us to learn. The shifts in the world, the shift in the earth. Don't you see many of you think you have vertigo? You're dizzy. It's the earth shifting. Okay? Do you feel that you're not hungry? You feel less hungry. Many of you are losing weight naturally. It's God doing this. Summer of 2022, there's going to be so many things that's going to be occurring. Delta and COVID is going to rise up in New York. All right? Not only that, there's going to be a tornado soon in France. Okay? I'm hearing in Germany an occult is going to be revealed. An underground occult is going to be revealed. Things are going to be happening. And you need to wake up. Summer of 2022 as well, the angels, the 3 angels are going to appear in the sky. All right? For those that are being called, you know who you are. God has sent you signs, synchronicity, downloads of who you are or who someone is to you. I could have been a catalyst to push you. You hate me for that, but you're going through the dark night of the shadow right now. You have to do what you need to do. You're being called because the time will come. Nobody knows the time that them angels, the 4 angels, not the 3 angels, the 4 will be in the north, at the south, at the east, and in the west. There's going to be chaos when I tell you. God is going to go and send angels to get the 144,000 of us. We need to wake up. You need to wake up. You need to believe that this is real. Time is near. Okay? Take heed. Thank you, Holy Spirit. When I was telling my son all of this, last weekend, he FaceTimed me. As I was telling him all of this that I'm telling you about technology, about everything being here for a certain reason. It's God that has it here. Okay? He did 2 projects. His father found a stump. His grandfather found a stump shaped like a heart. My son wrote, God, you're number 1. Mom, you're number 2. And I love you. There was a staff. I got a download of Moses himself with the staff, the long hair and the robe. Okay, and one of my downloads speaking to me, surrounding me, comforting me. And my son's grandfather found a staff. What my son wrote on it was amazing. Sorry guys, my nose is itching. And he wrote, this flew on him when I was shuffling the cards and the scripts. These scripts are for whoever watches it. You're going to know who you are. This flew to my son. The minute I told him about everything, he put the stickers on the staff for me. And he sent me the pictures of that last weekend. And I always say these words to you guys on segments. The scripture came out. Jesus answered, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you really know me, you will know my Father as well. From now on, you do know him and have seen him. Tell them what you wrote on the staff. Show them the picture.
Okay. They couldn't see it.
They'll see it. They'll see it. You want to tell them what's on the staff? With the sticker you wrote?
Yeah. Can I tell them the story too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell them the story. Here, come next to the...
Hello. You could hear?
Yeah.
So, me and my grandfather, he always goes to the trail every time, early in the morning. And so he collects staffs. And so he carves it, makes it nice. And he had his own stick. And I was like, what are you doing with your stick, with those stickers? He said, I'm gonna write about the Lord on the stick, like Moses. And I was like, okay, I want to do that too. So I did it, and then I put, what is it? I put, I am the way and the truth and the life. And then the one I made for my mom, it was like this day that we cut this tree down. Our neighbors didn't like it, so they were cutting the tree down. And we had collected these stumps, and so he had a saw, and they were like this thick, and then he cut them in half. And then like 7 stumps became hearts. And so he was like, I'm gonna make some hearts to give to family, you know? Plaques to give to family, yeah. And so I made one for my mom that day. And so I was helping them because they had bark on the side, so I was carving it. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you, baby. So this is how much God loves me. As I was telling him this, God knew he created that for me. And he gave him a scripture that said exactly to what he did. It's a confirmation to what I'm saying is the truth. That's what God does. He confirms me. And I'm hearing he has vindicated me. God will show them that I am telling the truth. I am the truth. See, I used to worry in the beginning, but God said to me, my child, they denied me as well. They denied that I was a healer. They denied that I was the Messiah. I just kept going. I kept preaching to the ones that wanted to hear me, that wanted to follow me. Do you understand now? So if they did it to Jesus, who do you think, what do I think that's going to happen in the world? People's not going to believe me because they're so used to the world. They're so used to living in the matrix. They're so used to living how, what the world's giving them. Name brand there's so much more to the world than what you're expecting it, what you accept in it, and what you expect of it. There's a lot of magic. God is everywhere, let me tell you. All right? There's not a bird that comes to this tree that I love. When I'm emotional, there's 3 birds that always come on the same branches, and they'll sing to let me know that they're there. God shows you signs. He gives you signs. He gives you downloads. I mean, let me tell you, God is beautiful. He's magic. That's why people don't need to go do magic and meddle. God is magic himself. All right? God's the one that gave you that job. God's the one that gives you that paycheck. He can take it from you. You abuse what you do, it will be revealed. How many people have been revealed. Fake cops, fake judges, fake lawyers. You think God's going to give you the gift to be and to study where you're at, and you're going to abuse it? God's going to take it from you. Because you know what? You're abusing your authority. Okay, you're abusing the power that you sit in. So God will take it away. Well, okay, Holy Spirit said, no, you're taking it away from yourself. What God does is have you being revealed, because a lot of you are doing very shady shit underneath in the darkness. It will come out into the light. All right. The earth is shifting. All right. Do you understand me? We are moving into the light, where all the years you've been doing things under the dark that it was working for you. You've been having people do the karma for you. You have been changing people's destiny. You've been hexing people to have bad relationships, to meet rapists, to meet, all of that's going to end. That's another segment which I'm going to do maybe tomorrow on hexes and what types are there, and if you have ever experienced it. It could be someone's doing it. You have to understand that when you wake up, you're going to see that this world is spiritual warfare. You're not fighting a government. It's the devil. It's good against evil. And the devil doesn't want you to know this, to wake up. All right? People from here, humans from here, the minute they know that you have knowledge of all this, they'll start coming at you. They'll start coming for you. But I don't worry. I have faith in God that whoever comes for me, I'm going to be vindicated. I don't have any fear in my body or in my bones of anyone or any situation or any circumstance. If somebody comes get me and cuffs me today, I'm going to go out smiling, because I know I didn't do anything. I know I didn't say anything. I'm good. I'm hearing you're good gravy. Exactly. Maybe somebody says that. So anyway, I wanted to tell you real quick about this Reiki that I have. If you come into my energy, if you've been in my downloads, in my dream, or in my meditation, if God has revealed to me who you are, I've placed your name underneath my healing Reiki. I don't have any hate towards anybody. I don't have hate, period. I don't have any animosity. You cannot come back and blame anybody for your doing. You cannot lie and gossip on anybody without it being revealed. Masks, we are in Neptune retrograde until December 22. That means rose-colored glasses, veils, everything's going to be removed off of people's face, and they're going to see you for who you truly are. And many of you have, okay? But that is not my business. When God reveals me to who you are, I have made peace with you in my heart. Your names are under here. You know who you are. Your name is here. I know who is for me now, and I know who is against me. And to be against me, you're for nothing, because you need to work on your own demons. I'm hearing. Thank you. So I am a master practitioner in Reiki. Okay. My teacher, her name is Gail Christie, a beautiful, wonderful woman. You'll find her online. I trust her at 100% with my energy. I have to call her. She's wonderful. And let me tell you, she's made a big change in my life. I was guided by God to contact her, and she's been an inspiration ever since. And I'm sure I've said some stuff because God had messages for her as well. Reiki is a healing technique based on the principle that a therapist can channel energy into the patient by means of touch to activate the natural healing process of the patient's body and restore physical and emotional well-being. I went into this study with skepticism. Oh my God. I didn't believe in it. Let me tell you, not believing in healing through God is saying you don't believe in divine source. Let me tell you something. God has source, and he chooses who to give it to. in order to heal individuals. It comes from God, divine source. Let me tell you, it is real. What is Reiki and what it can do for you? Reiki is a spiritual healing practice that helps your system balance itself. Balance is always a good thing because your body can only self-heal when your nervous system is balanced. That means your chakras. That means your heart needs to be balanced out. Your mind, your stomach, your back, your root, and your sacral. It needs to be balanced, and many of you are not balanced because you're sick. In 2020, I sent out a segment saying 2020 is all about vision. It's about waking up. The angels are saying that you need to wake up. Many of you didn't listen to many of the messages that I was sending through, and you guys were laughing about it. Many of you guys have herpes that will be cured. Thank you, Holy Spirit. And many of you have HIV, AIDS. Many of you will come to having mental illness that will have you in the hospital because you were channeling, you were going into spiritual realms and conjuring the most evil spirit to visit people. It's been returned to you, and you are seeing these entities. Many of you are going through karma, so you're unbalanced. All right? That's what balancing your body is. By encouraging your system towards balance, Reiki practices can help you in any situation, even when it isn't only the help you need. And when I tell you it's the environment, your environment starts to change, your mindset starts to change. The healing comes from God. You think when it's going through your body, I can be speaking to you now and something inside your body is healing. It doesn't hurt anybody because you can send out the healing. You don't have to be in front of someone. That's the power of God. Okay? The benefits of Reiki healing treatments include reduction of pain, tension, anxiety, and stress. These benefits can improve the quality of life for patients. Reiki is subtle but very effective form of healing. Both forms include the same basic features, including those in the following list that are safe. No one can do any harm with Reiki energy because you don't touch and you don't manipulate the muscles. You don't do anything. You can put your hands on a person with their permission, or it could be above the person's body. Yeah. You hear that, 911? So many of you are in trouble. You are in trouble. You found out some information that blew your mind. I'm hearing some of you had to call 911 on someone. I'm channeling. I'm trying not to because I'm trying to focus on that. But yeah, I'm telling you, I'm sending you healing and love. That's all I can do. Because you guys keep making the same, repeating the same mistakes I'm hearing. No one can do any harm with energy. Now, the intelligent part about Reiki is the energy knows where to go, and that is God, okay? And what to do to help you. And the natural aspect of Reiki is no other tools or instruments are needed besides the Reiki practitioner, besides me or any practitioner. That's all you need. And God, of course, who channels the Reiki energy through his or her hands. And the gentleness of Reiki. The practitioner places her hand softly on the body or just above the body, as I said before. So Reiki does not have any conflicts with any religions. You have to understand the concept of Reiki and the saying of the Holy Bible. Correlate these and you will definitely find that there is a compatibility between Christianity and the practice of Reiki, because if you believe in God, you believe that God is a healing source. But many of you just think God is just a name. You guys utter the word God and God. But God is so much more. God, you can breathe God. You can eat God. You can, my God, I'm telling you, stop saying the word God and start living God, you know. Now, to charge this, all I have to do is place my hands for 15 minutes, 2 to 15 minutes, and pray on God and tell God to recharge this. Okay, because the names are underneath here. These are crystals. They're selenite crystals. I either charge them in the sun all day, or I can place my hands because I have the healing energy that God sends through my body onto this. And especially it's depending on your guidance as well, and what guidance. I'm not going to do Reiki on somebody that worships the devil. You got to be kidding me. Some people will say, can I get a segment with you? Can I get a reading? And Spirit says, no, this person needs to cleanse their energy. I will not perform Reiki unless I tell you. I'm going to tell you what to do for 7 days. What to do on cleaning your energy before I can work on you and with you. Okay, and it takes about 7 days to do all of that. That's a segment I think I'm going to do tomorrow. Now, one of my favorite, my one thing that I want to do is I want to visit Sedona, Arizona is calling me, and you know, learn more about the stuff, you know, and I want to go to Japan as well, and Japan is calling me as well. There's certain places like Ireland and stuff like that, places like that I'm going to visit soon. I'm getting, can you send Reiki to more than one person? Absolutely you can. A single crystal can be used to send Reiki to many people and situations at the same time. I have all of your names here, and I have what I want God to focus on, and that's for you guys to heal and for you guys to know what you need to work on. Okay, that's it about this, and I want you to take a look at it. I think I showed you. This is how it looks. And I got, I'm sorry. And I got this as a gift from my teacher, Gail Christie. When you graduate, she gives it to you as a gift. Of course, I had to buy the crystals. I do jewelry. I do oils, fiery wall. I do to protect you against evil. Of course, with prayer. No, listen. If I make anything, it's God making it. Trust me, it works. If I make a spray, if I give you jewelry, nothing works without the intentions of God. Everything is behind God, okay? If I'm being guided to not do it, then I won't do it, okay? Wearing something without the intentions of God, it's not going to work. The universe, which is God, divine source, which is God. If I say these names, it's all God. It's all God. God, divine God. He's my divine, my first true love. And I also wanted to show you guys something. It's so touching, and I love that. On the 4th of July, I was alone with my son at the park, and we were watching the fireworks. And he asked if he can go in a pharmacy to buy something to drink. I said, yes, I'm watching you. So as I'm speaking to a homeless man, and he's talking to me about life, and because just because you found God, just because you're living a different life, let me tell you something, or you're walking into your blessings, don't ever think that you're bigger than everybody else. You are that homeless guy in the street. You don't hold rank over that man. And I'm hearing somebody saying, ugh, they better go get a job. They better not touch me. I went on a date with someone that would not give a man $1 because go get a damn job. You can be that man tomorrow. You could be homeless tomorrow. No one holds rank over anyone, And he's like, he felt kind of iffy. I said, sit down. He put his bag down, and he said, I had the best conversation with him ever. More than I can say that I've had with many people, this year. He was just so inspiring. And he told me something that I'm going to share with you guys. If you guys have an addiction to anything, you know what he told me? He said, I went to an 18-month program. You know what? I don't want to stop drinking. You're going to have to want something so bad in order to achieve it. And you know what? Amen to that. And I turned around, I was like, oh my God, you can't make anybody love you if they don't want to love you. You could have money. You could be the most beautiful girl in the world. If that man is not wanting you, there's nothing you can do. There's no cooking. There's no cleaning. There's nothing that you can possibly do to win that guy. He's not ready. And that man told me that. He gave me inspiration. The man that's homeless. So that's why you don't hold rank. We don't hold rank with God, okay? So as my son was coming from the pharmacy, he gives me a rose. My son, and says, here, Mom. That to me melted my heart. You know, and brought tears to my heart. He gave it to me on July 4th. He's the sweetest kid. I'm just not saying that because he's my son. People know that he's smart. We're going to share the rose. The rose is still alive, guys. The rose is still alive. July 4, he gave me this rose. It's been sitting in the desk, which is my AKA altar, where I pray, where God sits next to me when I give a segment. All right? My son will come here from time to time. This rose is still alive. July 4th. This rose is very special. I have my grandmother's little how they call it, little trinket, or little knickknack that I gave her when I was very, very young. And it's very special to me because it was somebody else's grandmother. It was somebody else's grandmother, Tia Minica, that gave me this to give to my grandmother because I asked her for it. I said, can I have this for my grandmother? I think I was 5 years old. Yeah, I went to go visit in Boston. And, this holds special to me. It's a special, because my grandmother passed away. It came back to me. And I keep it near this flower, and this flower is still alive. So I know and I believe that the angels, and I know Grandma's here, and I know that this flower has magic in it, all around it, Yeah. So go ahead, put it back very gently. And then take this. Why did you buy the flower for me, Elijah?
Because I think about you.
Because you thought about me? Yeah. I love this kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the roof God has given. I'm grateful for programs for single moms. I'm grateful. I'm rich already. I believe that I'm rich. I'm rich in love. I'm rich in everything, in health. And God is my first true love. God, I'm so complete. I'm healed. I'm complete. And if God one day chooses a man to compliment me one day, so be it. But until then, I'm going to keep doing God's work. I'm going to keep walking the path that he gives me. And it's a path so tiny, nobody can jump on it. That's why it's important to stay in solitude. Guys, I love you. All of you. You can feel me. I know you can feel my love. I'm sending out love and light. And don't let anybody dim your light, for you're dynamite. All right? Let's walk into this new year, this upcoming new year, with faith and more hope than we have had in peace. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay, in the recent years. Okay, in the past. Let's bring forth healing. Let's all get together and love each other. Okay? I love you. Have a good night. Say good night, Ja.